So what do we do to make sure that that doesn't get lost?
Okay, we're here. Welcome back to the 4th episode of the 5 City Podcast, and I think we got a good one lined up. It's something we haven't talked about too much recently, or like at all since we started this whole thing, but the Players Championship.
Golf.
Players Championship. Golf,
PGA
PGA,
Tour.
Yalf.
Yeah, definitely an exciting topic. It was a good tournament that went down, but one of the things that was critical was the chaos on Sunday with all the wind and the movement on the ball was absolutely ridiculous. A lot of people were having a lot of problems with it.
Right.
Colin Morikawa was definitely affected. Rory was very affected. And Justin Thomas, those were all people in one group, extremely affected. You'd watch one guy tee off and they'd get the worst visual ever of just a hard left to right moving ball.
Yeah.
The amount of balls you saw go into the woods and into the pine needles was astounding.
Nuts. Yeah, it was really kind of eye-opening to watch, like when they do play in like shittier weather or like high windy conditions, like they fuck up too. You know what I mean? Like they definitely hit some shots that were like not what you would expect to see from a PGA golfer. You know what I mean? But it makes me feel better almost. You know?
This is a frame of reference as well. This tournament did take place at TPC Sawgrass, which is in southern Florida.
Yeah, Ponte Verde, I believe.
Yes,
and I had it written down.
A lot of golfers will say that Chicago is the windy city. Forget that. Southern Florida is the windiest you will ever see anything. Like once you get that ball up there, it's going to be affected by the wind, even if it seems like it's a cooler, calmer day.
Right.
But
right, exactly. Yeah, no, I mean like that's something that I feel like is so hard to measure. You know what I mean? Like the wind difference between like once your ball gets to the apex, you know what I mean? It's going to be, like you said, very affected, even if it's like not per se a windy day.
Yeah, and it sucks too because the first 130 yards of your shot looked great, and then you get it up to the apex and
then the wind takes her.
And then all the way.
You were saying too, like we watched like the Morikawa group with McIlroy, and like it was pretty apparent that like you said, McIlroy struggled a lot because he likes to hit the long ball, like you were saying, right? Yep. So that was another thing that kind of played in with some golfers. I feel like, Morikawa, he shot okay. What did he end up finishing? Do you remember? I don't know. He didn't place very well.
Don't remember. I think he finished pretty poorly.
Yeah. When we were watching him, he was, like in the 80s, 90s, as far as like basically where he was.
Yeah,
I think it was, I forget what day we watched him. Oh, it was their first round. I had it written down. It was their first round. So, yeah. Yep.
Colin Morikawa finished +4 and was cut before the final round. But understandable with the weather conditions that he was playing in.
Yeah.
But it's also tough with somebody like Colin Morikawa who's known for those mid-range irons. Giving yourself, a lot of the time, not the best ball position off the tee with that wind and everything. It definitely affected his game a lot. And Justin Thomas in that group, who actually won the 2021 Players Championship, was having the better day of everyone else, probably with the given confidence of having won last year. But, I mean, it was kind of like he was just, like, struggling to maintain being even par throughout the course of it, I remember. And it was pretty tough. We tuned in when they were at hole 10, I believe. And Morikawa did not come out hot.
No.
Thomas made par. And I think Rory might have almost chipped in on the first hole, but it was still just that chaos of the weather on Sunday, which was probably the main story of the championship.
That was the main story, exactly. And then that's why it got pushed back to Monday, right? It was originally supposed to be just, final day on Sunday. Rain kind of, I don't know exactly, like, who it fucked up or, like, who got delayed, but they pushed the tournament back to Monday, which then we were going to record on Monday, but then we were like, wait, the tournament's not over. We can't record.
Over.
We got to know who wins, you know what I mean?
And honestly, respect to the grounds crew at TPC Sawgrass. The fact that the guys were able to go out there and actually play is very commendable. Because
that's what a lot of the golfers were saying. I was watching interviews, and they were saying, it was just remarkable that they were able to play, like you said. And it might not be what you think Florida is really like, but it has such temperamental weather down there. And like you said, they're in South Florida, so it's even worse.
Yeah, and the one thing hitting off the weather was that our winner of this year's 2022 Players Championship, Cameron Smith.
Yes, sir.
He is an Australian native and grew up playing very windy courses, just like where he played the Players Championship at this past weekend. And the other thing is those the the course was firm and fast, and that is also what a lot of the Australian courses are like, he was saying. So it was kind of like, it's like a homecoming type thing. Not to mention the fact that's his home course currently, as he resides in Ponte Vedra, Florida right now. Yeah. And kind of cool to win in your home course and feel good moment when you get the course record there as well. That is cool. And on that weekend with that crazy weather, it's cool to see what he could do. And he's there casually with his buddies playing some barefoot golf. But
yeah, that's what he was saying. He was saying he's like, I don't even try to play this course much. Like only when family comes in on the weekends or something. I was like, dude, I would play that all the time.
I know.
I lived in the same city, and he could probably, I don't know about free, but maybe free, play there for free.
Yeah.
I don't know. He won. He's playing there for free now. He's playing there for free now, for sure.
It's just absolutely crazy. And Cameron Smith, really, really cool to see him come out and win this past weekend. I believe that was his 5th tour championship now.
Yep.
And biggest purse by far of his career, as that was the biggest purse in golf history, as to my understanding, at $20 million for the combined pool.
Yep. And then he got 3.6.
3.6 goes to Cameron Smith. 3.6. That's. And if you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen the reel of
that was funny, bro.
He's luscious mullet.
Yeah, dude. He's like, I don't know. He just looks funny. Like he has the whole persona, and he's Australian. He's cool. He says mate.
Yeah, the one thing I thought was that golf doesn't really have a lot of big personalities or people that you're waiting to see what they do or what they say. And I mean, he's not like rude or disrespectful or like arrogant to the point where like that's what's drawing in viewers. But he's like it's refreshing. He's definitely fresh in golf right now. Yeah, dude's got a mullet, a mustache.
Yeah.
When he represented Australia in the Olympics, he got AUS etched into the side of his head. Like
that's so cool.
Yeah,
that's
no, so cool. He's definitely cool, and it's refreshing in golf right now to see somebody like him doing well. Right. And I don't know, I'm excited to see what else happens. And I know that in his post tournament interview, he was talking about just goals for this upcoming year, mostly being that top 30 contenders at the end of the year and make it to the Tour Championship.
Yep.
I know last year, fun fact too, if any of you weren't familiar with it, I believe it was last year, took second at the Masters and brought home the silver plate. And
I did. Yeah, I think I saw something about that. And I can't confirm nor deny, but I trust you on this.
It's sucks to take second, but that silver plate looks cool.
Dude.
It'll look cool on his trophy shelf as well.
Dude,
and he's
so
a young golfer, so he's got some time.
Right.
But
one thing I wanted to talk about, this is like not random, it's about the Players Championship, but it is kind of random. Rory. So did they have it in 2020? Do you know?
No, they did not.
They didn't? Okay, so in 2019 or 2018, he missed the cut.
Yep.
2019, won.
Yep.
2021, missed the cut. So funny, dude. So funny. And then 2022, obviously, he was in the tournament and made the cut. But like, it just wasn't. Yeah, no. It was really funny to me that like, obviously, someone who is like as good as Rory and like it has the history that he does, it's just like didn't even make the cut, won the whole thing, didn't make back to not making the cut. I don't know. It was just funny to me.
Yeah. And I mean, just history at TPC Sawgrass with the Players Championship. Obviously, predominantly the majority of golfers in the PGA currently are American golfers, but it's cool to know that historically a lot of Australians have done well and even won the Players Championship at TPC Sawgrass because of those weather conditions that Cameron Smith mentioned that's similar to growing up where they're from in Australia. And just like a couple names off the top of my head, Jason Day and Adam Scott are two Players Championship winners in past years. I believe most recent being 2016, Jason Day.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
2016 or 2015. Don't quote me on 2016.
We'll quote him on 2016.
Yeah.
We'll fact check it. It'll be like right here. Wrong or right? Right here.
I think it's 2016.
That's cool though, man.
Yeah, and as just a follow up with Cameron Smith's round that ended up winning him the Players Championship, starting at hole 16, what I wrote down just from watching that final round, which was actually a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was.
His tee shot was quite terrible. I'm pretty sure he had to even chip out onto the fairway on hole 16 after that.
Yep.
Pulled his 3-iron out and was able to hit the green, so give himself a birdie look as hole 16 as a par 5. And that was the point in the round where he even said himself that it easily could have slipped away from him and he could have picked up that bogey. And we might have been talking about Lahirini, or how do you?
Oh, the guy who came. He was in first.
Aniran,
yeah.
And he also was just kind of a shock to some people to see him finish so well. But I mean, cool also to see him take second place and still bring home that purse of, I'm assuming, over $1 million. So
Had to be, right? Yeah.
With 3.6 being the grand prize, I would assume second place takes $1 million.
Let me do a little quick Google search. For
and just the exposure for the guy. I mean, I know personally I'm going to be following him for the rest of the year because he just put on a really good performance, and I think he made something astounding, like 13 one putts or something.
Oh my God, yeah, it was 13 one putts in a row.
Yeah, like that's nuts.
That's like the biggest case for work on your short game.
Oh yeah,
work on your short game. If you can putt, man, you can fucking win.
And it's nuts too because one thing on Lahiri too, his chipping was not on at all. All the highlights I see of those one putts were after a pretty poor mishit chip.
Yeah,
and he just steps up, takes his time, knocks down a putt.
Right.
It's cool to see.
So I do have the payouts if you want to take a quick.
Yeah.
So
we're top 5.
So yeah, top 5. Cameron Smith, $3.6 million. This is according to golfweek.usatoday.com. Cameron Smith, $3.6 million. Lahiri, $2.18 million.
Oh, great. Good for you, dude. That's awesome. That's
Paul Casey, $1.38 million. Kevin,
good round.
Yep. He was minus 11. Mm-hmm. Paul Casey, I just said that. Kevin Kistner, $980,000. And then Keegan Bradley was $820,000.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's nuts. And then they were minus 9, 10, 11, 12, and then Cameron won with a minus 13. That is sick. That's so crazy to me. It's always been crazy to me that, like, I don't know. Like, the last person probably won $40,000.
Oh, yeah.
$41,000.
I was going to say 41 was actually the prize money for the last place finish. So if you qualified, if you made the cut this week, this was the time to get paid.
Yep. That was awesome. That's just so cool to me.
Following hole 16 and the mishap with the tee shot, putting him into a tougher position, but still saving par. Mm-hmm. Cameron Smith was able to take a very, very fun, aggressive shot towards the pin on hole 17, which is that island-type green where he had water up in front of the green. Yep. He had water to the right, to the left. It was a very, very aggressive shot, and especially being hole 17 of the final round.
Yep.
You would have expected him to play the ball, I believe, a little bit more left of the pin, and just seeing him take that shot after a terrible visual, because one of the people in his group, Burns, he put it directly over the pin and in the water. Yeah. And it's like, as corny as it is, those visuals make a big difference. You see your 100%. Buddy shank one to the right 30 yards or 200 yards forward, 30 yards to the right.
Yeah.
You're probably going to do something similar. But
right. Yeah, no, and then it's in your head. Then it's in your head and you're thinking about it.
It was really cool to see him do that. I think
that was an amazing shot because, like you said, most people played it, if they hit the green, they played it to the left because the hole was, not favoring the right. There was 7 feet of green to the right of the hole, maybe before there was a drop off into the water. Cameron Smith just went right at it. I think he landed it a little bit right of the hole, if I'm being real, and passed. But that was an amazing shot.
It was nuts too. It was cool to see when he was talking about his club selection on that hole. He did say that he chose to go with the 9-iron and not a wedge due to the fact that the risk of landing close to the pin and spinning back off the green and into the water and having to take that stroke penalty and drop.
Yeah,
but. I don't know. Hole 17, Cameron Smith was probably my favorite hole for him on the whole weekend, but
I'm trying to think.
Not my favorite hole for him. Or he didn't perform the best on that hole out of everyone this weekend because Shane Lowry,
dude,
ace,
dude.
And what's really, really cool to think about is the Netflix PGA documentary that's based off of Drive to Survive type of thing. Had 2 or 3 cameras down there for that, so we are definitely going to be seeing that in the Netflix documentary.
That's awesome.
Really, really cool.
Yep. That's amazing.
Cool to see a golfer with sponsors like Cleveland and Strixon doing big things like that too. Because whenever you see somebody doing something like that, like Tommy Fleetwood or any of those other big name guys who've had aces this year,
right? Titleist
Callaway, TaylorMade, and not that there's anything wrong with Cleveland or Strixon, but the smaller companies, it's cool to see them kind of. Get some guys
endorse golfers that are doing fucking sick.
And a Cleveland golfer making a hole-in-one makes a shit ton of sense because Cleveland makes the best wedges in the game, and I don't care what anyone says because if you think that Titleist Vokey wedges the Callaway Mac Daddy 5 wedge is better, it might have more groove than some other clubs. It's designed by the people who make the Cleveland wedges, so it's it's all the same.
Come on now.
He's got one, that's why.
I do have one. Just one.
But
I got it used and cheap. It was a good deal.
Yeah, it was just cool to see Cameron Smith go super aggressive at hole 17 because a lot of people struggled there other than Shane Lowry. But
exactly.
Finishing off Cameron Smith's round, it was actually pretty funny and
Oh, this was nuts.
Yeah, he it was kind of like a replay of hole 16, honestly, but like it was like a poor drive, and then he tried to punch out onto the fairway, and he just like made some great connection with the ball, like perfect contact, and it just went into the water, and he just kind of laughed it off. Nothing he could do, took a drop, and got up and down for par.
So the fairway's here. This ball's here. He just tried to chip it in the middle of the fairway, and like you said, he must have just hit like the sweetest of all spots on the golf club, and just I don't know. That almost fucked him though.
I wonder what the bounce on that club is, like the degree of bounce.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like some of those like weird stats that like those guys love, but
right.
I mean, I'm sure he's going down after that.
Yeah,
that's just
and so wait, was he? Yeah, he won by one stroke.
He won by one stroke.
Could have fucked him.
It was that I personally thought obviously 18 was a little bit more of a nail biter, seeing him hit the water than 16. But in his words, he thought 16 was like that like turning point where he was like, okay, this is where I either make it or lose it.
I think by the 18th hole, he was so dialed that he knew he had an extra shot and he knew he could go up and down and just win it. Like I don't know, that's probably like his mindset because like you said, he just didn't care when that happened. Like I think that would have fucked with any other golfer. I don't know. It would have fucked with me. Like, that shit sucks. Like,
that's my biggest problem in golf. Is I just can't shake shit. Like, if I have a bad shot, I got to have that goldfish memory and just be like, all right, what's next? Like, forget about that.
Exactly. But that's hard. That's like golf. Like, that's what makes golf. Golf's
like, the only sport you're playing.
Yeah.
You're playing the guy next to you, playing yourself, and you're playing Mother Nature.
Yes.
It's a lot of factors.
A lot of
variables.
A lot of factors.
Pretty much what would the major takeaway from Cameron Smith's win this past weekend is make your putts.
Make your putts.
Practice your short game.
Yes.
Pretty much all it was because
absolutely.
Clearly the drives really weren't making too much of a difference. I think personally his drives weren't terribly affected.
No. He did have, like you said, the one off drive. But the other thing about like working on your short game, making sure your short game is good is because when there's shitty weather, you have to have a good short game because your long game or like your longer clubs, they're going to be affected in ways that you cannot control, like the wind or other things like that. But if you can make sure that you're chipping well, that you're putting well, I get it, like wind can affect those too, but like not as much at all. Yeah. Like not even close. You know what I mean? A putt doesn't affect, or the wind doesn't affect a putt like a drive.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, having different shots in your bag is really useful as well. And like in the sense of like shot shape and shot type, whether it's like being real good at getting those full high swings or taking punch shots and only doing like a 3/4 swing and just knowing how to work your way around the course, very important stuff. But,
Absolutely.
Other than that, to kind of get away from Cameron Smith taking the win, one thing would be there was a little bit of controversy. Daniel Berger, I think it's Berger to be honest. He was partnered up with Joel Damon and Victor Hovland, and there was a little bit of maybe a miscommunication, misunderstanding in the sense of Berger went OB to the left and had to take a drop.
Yep.
He did not address his group before deciding where to take a drop because although it ultimately is his decision where to drop, and it's kind of like the honesty policy, where do you believe it really truly went out?
Yep.
And crossed over out of play. And where he decided to put his ball, his group did not really agree with, and it led to a little bit of bickering. And at the end of the day, it's just kind of funny that the rules commissioner, Gary Young, said, you know, at the end of the day, it's really up to him because it's going to be on his conscience for the rest of his life. And you know what? If I'm Daniel Berger, and I'm playing for $3.6 million, I'm not thinking about that again. I'm not thinking about that twice.
Never.
But he was very confident that he put the ball in the right position and that everyone else kind of just had to stick up their ass.
And, and exactly. Hey, listen, like if he asked them first, do you mind if I put my ball here? 85% chance they say, no problem, man.
Yeah, like he bogeyed the hole at his ball spot. So dude, I don't think he was a threat at that point.
And but I was saying this last night, think about it, dude. You got a little white ball. You're hitting into this massive field of fucking trees, fairway, rough, sand, everything. And if you lose, it's pretty easy to lose in all reality. Like this little white ball. Yeah, it's in this general area, man. Go ahead, go for it. I don't know. Maybe they really thought it went out very far from where, I don't know. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm just right now checking to see where Cameron Smith lands in the world rankings because he came into the event at 10th, and I'm not seeing anything currently, but look for that on the Twitter account, on the Instagram. Yeah. As soon as that's updated, I'd love to let you guys know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, and then to kind of get to our last topic of the pod today, we are going to be talking about kind of some
crazy shit.
Some crazy shit. Yeah, I mean, nothing that you really could have expected to happen, but
honestly nuts. So Kevin Holland, UFC fighter, recently fought, actually. So he was at a restaurant in Houston last night. And
the Raw Sushi Bar.
Yes, very scary story. A gunman opened fire at the restaurant. And 3 guys ended up subduing the gunman, saving maybe everybody's life in the restaurant. And one of those people was fucking Kevin Holland.
Yeah, what's funny, too, is I was on my lunch break today. I was reading as many of the news articles as I could find because it was still a pretty fresh story.
Yeah.
And a witness said that, I don't even think I mentioned this to you yet. A witness said that after the initial shot went off, the entire restaurant got down. And there was 2 people left standing, and it was Kevin Holland and his buddy. And they literally kind of just made a move and ran, just sprinted at the dude, and then just took him down. I think his buddy, who's also an amateur MMA fighter currently, might have I heard land a couple punches, and I think Kevin just kind of took him down and, like you said, had him in a rear naked chokehold.
I was gonna say, I literally just got, before we started recording,
awesome.
I got a ESPN update saying that Kevin Holland said that he subdued the gunman using a rear naked choke. It's just so cool. And crazy part of the story, they were pissed drunk.
Yeah,
they were pissed drunk. I'll put there's a Snapchat video of Kevin Holland after. It's so funny. He's just talking to the camera. He's like they wanted an interview. I said, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, and he goes, they was tripping, wasn't they?
Yeah,
they was tripping.
He's so funny. And dude, to add to the craziness of this story and Kevin Holland's persona, so in October of 2021, not too long ago, he helped arrest and apprehend a car thief.
Oh, I remember that, actually.
Bro, I saw it. There was he posted on Snapchat of a picture of a dude on a curb sitting there in handcuffs, and he said, in your neighborhood, catching car thieves.
It's just funny, and what I think is really sweet, hitting off of what you said with him declining the interview after, is how many celebrities or professional athletes do you know that if they do anything, they give a homeless guy $5,
especially something like that, bro. Especially something like that.
But he just wanted to get back to his night.
Right,
he didn't care. He did what he had to do, and I mean, that's really, really cool. And what's funny too to think about is my man's got beat up by a crazy kung fu fighter,
bro.
Exactly. Kevin Holland is kung fu fighting. That's
they
crazy.
picked the wrong restaurant.
Don't get me wrong, rear naked chokes jiu-jitsu, but
still,
I mean, he literally said, I was fighting kung fu fighting.
He said kung fu fight. Yeah,
that's
dude,
just hilarious.
Fucking I don't know. That's the crazy part too about just MMA fighters, UFC fighters, just walking around in the public. It's they have that special ability. It's if shit goes down, they can and obviously will handle it. You know what I mean? That's super cool. Super cool. Fucking
What else was going on in the MMA world with who? Dana White sent a letter recently to somebody.
Oh right, he sent a letter to someone in the state that Cain Velasquez was arrested in. And spacing on the state, it might have been California, not important to the story. Dana White wrote a letter basically advocating or trying to get Cain Velasquez either out of jail to get him a bail or something, because we know the whole situation. It's
tough.
It's brutal. It's horrifying, and I don't really even want to talk about it because you already know. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that was very cool, very stand-up man, Dana White, doing his part to do what's right and to do anything that we can to try to help that man out, for sure.
Because I'm sure we all know what all of us would have done if we were in his shoes.
Exactly.
I'm sure it's the exact same thing. But on a different note, Buffalo Bills football. We have a trade in the works right now. I don't think anything has been officially released yet, but Tim Settle of Virginia Tech, defensive tackle who played with Tremaine Edmonds.
Tremaine
Savage, dude. Fucking, what do you call it? They worked real well together. They played great together.
Yep.
And this guy is the run swallower. He is what we needed.
Right.
Really, really excited to see how everything pans out. And I mean, he's definitely going to be a great addition to the team.
Absolutely.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, though, he came from AFL, XFL Washington Washington Commanders.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not extremely familiar with that. All the lower level football is
right.
so behind me.
I like the CFL. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been that. I really don't know.
Exactly.
But I don't know.
That's
exciting stuff.
sweet.
See what he can do. And I mean, sometimes just getting your buddy in the locker room is all it takes to fire up a couple extra guys.
Make them comfortable, and then that energy spreads for sure.
And I heard Shaq Lawson wants to come back now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
cool.
Isn't he playing for the Jets? Or am I
think
totally
so.
wrong? He plays for the Jets. I'm
Was
almost
Manning
positive.
taking pictures for Shaq?
Yeah,
Olsen?
yeah.
So,
I
he
was
plays
gonna
for
say
the
that.
Jets.
That's how I knew. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was Shaq, and I'm pretty sure it was the Jets.
Manny,
Yeah.
if you're tuning in, what's good?
That's good, yo.
But,
Fucking we resigned Isaiah McKenzie too.
yep, 2-year deal. Probably takes us out of the market for a wide receiver in that first round.
That's fine. We might.
Yeah, I didn't really think we needed one.
We did tell Beasley that he can shop for trade offers though. So I don't know.
I hate to say a
might move it
toe-to-so,
around.
but a toe-to-so. A fucking a toe-to-so.
Fucking a told so. There's a lot of good options for slot receivers too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, too, I think Beasley did. I loved having Cole Beasley.
He was just awesome. Like
Yeah.
he maybe not every game he would have some crazy play, but like I feel like half the games he played, all of a sudden, when we need him, he'd be there in the slot to catch past 10 yards and run 40 more. You know what I mean? Like he was just very solid. And I hope he stays. I think he's cool, but if he leaves, it's not gonna hurt me.
The only the counter argument would be is I would love to free up cap space for a younger guy. That's the only thing.
For sure.
But also,
For
if
sure.
we could get him to take a pay cut and stay and just be that veteran voice in the locker room,
Yeah.
and kind of let guys know what's going on and how the league works, that's cool with me as well. But
Didn't Diggs take a pay cut to stay here? Or am I totally capping? Like not recently,
If he
last
did-
year, last year.
Pat's on back, Stig. But
Okay, don't
I don't know. I didn't hear
don't
about that.
quote me on that. Then I don't know. I could be totally wrong.
I know. I'm not too sure, but
Yeah.
I do know also big news in the NFL right now. Tom Brady coming out of retirement, gonna play one more season.
Coming
with the
back.
Bucs. Sucks to be that chump who paid $500,000 for the last Brady touchdown ball.
Yeah. Get
Now
fucked.
at this point, it's a fucking football that
It's
says
just
the
a
Duke.
football.
About it.
Well, Tom Brady threw it. I don't know.
Did he sign it though? Like, is it,
Oh, yeah, I
is it,
don't
or is it literally at this point just a football?
That's funny, bro. Yeah, I heard
Tough.
LeBron was the one who, or okay, maybe not the one, but he texted him and was basically saying that we're the oldest ones doing this, even though we don't play the same sport. We're basically competing against each other, and he's like, I'm not letting you quit now, basically, which is cool. That also means that we don't like LeBron, really.
Yeah, I was
so.
just about to say it. Pretty much means we don't like LeBron, but I mean, also
fine.
not in any
It's not like-
disrespect to who, quite frankly, is the greatest quarterback of all time. But I don't even think he's that much of a threat anymore. Like,
Well, he's
I'm
in the
not
NFC.
worried.
He's in the NFC.
Yeah,
and
I'm not worried.
we won't have to worry about that for a while. So not too concerned. Not taking up a lot of my.
And in all reality,
Real estate in
actually,
my head.
let's take that little counter thoughts. Be optimistic about this. We have the chance now to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl again.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We have.
How many?
Dude, we need that.
all I'm
We
saying.
need that. We definitely. Let's go.
Got another chance.
Let's go. Fucking couple other things coming up this weekend. First F1 race.
Yeah,
First
race week, baby.
Bahrain Grand Prix. It will be
Is that this
Friday,
Saturday?
Saturday, Sunday. Yep. So practice sessions
Big
1 and
weekend.
2. I know it's such and then there's a huge UFC card this weekend. Patty Pimblett's fighting along with a bunch of other people. It's also UFC London. It's gonna be the first fight in 2 years overseas. The card's stacked. Alexander Volkov is fighting Tom Aspinall. That's the main event. Go check it out. We will either maybe even do another recap of that one. I think that's gonna be good. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
for sure.
that's gonna be a really interesting card.
Let us know if you guys want to see reaction type videos too.
Yeah,
I
we
would
definitely
always-
could and should. I
And
feel like those
it
would be
also
good.
wouldn't just be us, most likely, sitting here watching a screen. You'd
Exactly.
probably get to see a bunch of our buddies
I was
sitting
gonna
here
say.
drinking some beers, having
Yeah.
a good time, getting some crazy
100%.
reactions when something goes down.
100%. We definitely.
But
Yeah, let's do that.
I
Let's
think
do
it'd be
that.
cool.
And
Get
then
some guys in here.
yeah, and then going back to F1, that this is I cannot wait. I've been waiting for this weekend for a long time. If you don't know, practice sessions 1 and 2 will be on Friday. Practice session 3 and qualifying will be on Saturday, and then the race is on Sunday. Depending on where you are, you'll have to look up the times because it's weird. They're in Bahrain, which is in the Middle East, so it's going to be a little bit early for us on the East Coast. I think the practice sessions will start around 8 a.m., and then the race is going to be at 11 a.m. on Sunday. So there's that. Wanted to cover that. Huge UFC card this weekend. First F1 race.
This is a huge weekend for sports in general that we are covering
Yes.
because we have UFC,
Yep.
we have F1,
Yep.
and I'll be watching, and I'm sure you'll be watching as well, the Valspar Championship. I was about to say, I think there's another golf tournament this weekend.
That's awesome.
So we have
right.
literally probably a full
I was gonna
packed
say,
day.
we're
probably
gonna
to get a second
be-
TV going in here.
I was going to say we're going
We
to
should
be
buy the second
busy.
TV for the crib.
We're going to
today,
buy
this
the
weekend.
second TV. We have Tanny's TV in the back.
Just gotta get them out.
Yes, we're going to buy the mount this weekend. That's going to be a lot of options.
Dude, I'm all. Oh, man. Living room or kitchen. All right. Anyways, guys.
Well, dude, even if we'll let you know where the second TV goes. And we're gonna need it for this weekend for sure. Laptops, TVs, monitors.
And we'll need it for football season in general.
For sure, red zone.
Football season comes. I mean, the football content's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're probably gonna have a couple other people you see on occasion come on here and just kind of shoot the shit, talk about what they want to talk about.
I was gonna say, I feel like that might be like the next step we take with the podcast is more like maybe having some other people on. I don't know, like you said, like with reactions or other things, just having other people. Fucking.
I know some people like confrontation too. We could literally get two people who have very different minds in the football world and have them go at it. You know what? I actually think that could be a cool segment.
I think we just came up with something.
I know who.
I think we should send some texts tonight. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See if we can get something working. But either way, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yes,
to the
really appreciate
fourth
it.
Episode
Fourth
of Pod City.
The Pod City, Pod City, baby.
Nickel City Pod, 5 City Pod.
Let's go. All right, but seriously, thank you so much. If you're still listening, have a good night. Peace out.